Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have a singer called Joelle. Joelle is from Orlando in the USA. So let's see what Joelle has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hi.
Hello Joelle, how are you?
Good, William. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for taking the time for the interview. Thank you.
Of course. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Joelle, where are you from?
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, amazing. And what's the best part of living in Orlando, in your opinion?
Well, my family's from there, so it's home, and we have all the theme parks there as well. So I grew up going to Disney and Universal and doing a lot of that stuff. So that's always fun and unique. I'm currently living in Los Angeles, but
Right.
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
And you know what? I was working for Disney Cruise Line, Disney Dream.
No way. I recently went on a cruise, and Disney was one of the ships that was at the port. And I was like, we should take a Disney cruise. But my parents are always like, no, it's too expensive. They like sticking with what they know. But I've always wanted to go on a Disney cruise line. I love Disney.
Yes, it was an amazing experience. My God, before we went on board, we got to see all the parks for free. You know what I mean? We got to see everything. So it was amazing, a good experience.
How long did you work for the cruise?
I was just one contract. I did 3 months and a half, 4 months.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
yeah,
Awesome.
because now I'm in Canada now because I came to spend Christmas with my godson, best friend. But I live in London, so I just went for a short contract, just to get the experience, to know how. And I'm so glad I did because I've learned. You have no idea. I worked so hard, but you learn a lot.
Yeah, they work you guys to the ground. So
Yes.
I know. I've been on a lot of cruises. So
Yeah. And tell me, so I know you are a songwriter, you are a singer, you are a podcaster. Tell me a little bit about your career.
sure. So I grew up singing. I would sing at churches and weddings, and kind of grew up, singing and in church. And then a few years ago, I just wanted to I didn't even move here for singing, but I just kind of wanted to get away from Florida, get a new experience, start fresh. So I came to Los Angeles, and obviously here it's a mecca of people, that want to be in the industry and people that are creative. So I kind of went through a really rough situation with a relationship. And it was actually that triggered me to be like, you know what? I have all these feelings in me, and I have this talent and craft that I've never really, developed. So I hit up one of my friends, and we just went, full throttle, and created music. And then that's when I realized that I could songwrite, because I've always sang and I knew that I could sing, but I didn't know if I could songwrite. So yeah, I wrote all of my music and released music videos, and I'm in that creative kind of era right now, and I love it. It's definitely, I'm 30 years old, so after a while you start realizing that you want to invest in things that you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
And things that you can control and invest in. And so my music and all my content is that.
Absolutely. I think when you have a dream, you know what I mean, you just need to go after it. It just
Oh my
needs
God,
to
yes.
put yourself out there, you know what I mean, just go after without any doubt or any fear. Just go there and do it. I think that's what it's about.
It's so interesting because I'm at the age right now where all the advice that I used to get as a kid is like coming back around, and I see myself giving that advice to other people. And in the moment I didn't take the advice, but now I see myself telling people, listen, the younger, in their 20s, I'm like, listen, do what you want to do what you love to do, because everything else, all the money and all the fast-paced life and stuff like that, it's all great, but eventually you're going to want to be in a career that you can invest in and that you love and that you have a passion for, so.
Absolutely. Good for you. Very good, Joel, that you're doing that. You're living your dream. Right, so are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yes, let's do it.
Welcome to William the Magic Box. I've got him a lot. Full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to get a bit in the mood before the first question, okay?
Gotcha, okay.
Let's do Joel, just before I start the game, so through the game, if there is a question that you don't have an answer for, don't want to answer for some reason, always can change, okay? It's all very friendly. Cool.
All right.
First question for you is, what is your spirit animal?
Okay, so I've never really thought about this, but just off the bat, I say a dog. I love my dog. He's not with me right now. He's back at home, but my dog is my life. He's only been gone for 2 weeks. He's coming back. It's not like I just drop him off all the time, but it's my dog. They're just so loving and just so present. And I love dogs. I love animals, but I would say dogs would be my spirit animal. They're amazing.
And what's his name?
His name is Stitch.
Stitch.
Like the Disney character Stitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and how old is he?
He's 4. He's a little mutt. He's mixed. Everybody always asks me what he is. I never have any idea, but he's like a terrier, little wiener dog, Chihuahua mix, something like that. But I love him.
It was a present or you got him?
No, I rescued him from a shelter.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good. Next question, Joelle. Let's do it. Before the next question, what's in your opinion, what's the best part of being a singer and what's the most challenging part?
Oh, great question. Okay, so the best part about being single is obviously you have liberty to do anything that you want to do. You know, in terms of, I guess like sex and going out and partying and, you know, just getting to know yourself as well is really important. You know, living with yourself. I feel very comfortable by myself. You know, not having anybody around, spending time alone. A lot of people are scared to be alone, but I'm not scared of that. And I've learned myself and I know myself in and out. Now that's also challenging because when you have a partner, you're so used to being alone, so used to being independent, so used to being on your own schedule, so used to sleeping in a bed by yourself. And you know, when you add somebody to the mix, you're literally splitting your life in half and sharing your space. And you know, you have to be comfortable with your sexual encounters with them and learn them, and they have to learn you. And you know, so it's a double-edged sword, I would say. The same things that are good about being single can be bad about being single. But you know, I've been single for 8 years. I've been single for a long time. And it's very difficult to date because I'm just like, you know what? I've worked out being alone so well that any little thing that happens, I'm like, you know what? No, forget it. This is not working. You know, like I don't want to work to get used to that or to learn that. So I just let it go. But that's bad, right? Because for any little red flag, I'm like, forget it. But yeah, I want to be in a relationship. I'm ready for it, but I know that it is challenging and it will be challenging, but I'm ready.
Hey, next question for you is, what is the happiest day in your life so far and why you consider that?
I would say it has to do with my music. So it was when my song first came out. So the first song that I released was called Rather Be Lonely, which going along with your second question was basically like, you know, if you're not good enough for me, then I would just rather be alone than to be with somebody, you know, who doesn't fulfill my needs. And so when I first put out that song, right, like you spend so much time working on it, but you're curious as to how people are going to, right, perceive the song and if they're going to like it. You know, there's so many people that sing and release music. I think the number is 40,000 songs a week are released on streaming platforms around the world. Yeah, it's a lot of content coming out.
Wow.
And so, you know, a lot of people can release music. In 2021, it's really easy to release music, especially being an independent artist. But when you release music, you want people to like it, obviously. And so the song has garnered around 20,000 streams, not including the video, and people like it. And, you know, they've made that very apparent, and they've commented and liked and subscribed and supported me in so many ways. So that definitely was my happiest day. I was actually in Puerto Rico when I released it and on vacation. So I was already on a high, but to have so many people like it and the feedback was amazing, was really awesome. And honestly, just allowed me to move forward and release more and more. And, you know, but that was what the root of it was that first day.
And it was a person about your personal life, something personal about you when you came and deal with the music, or something it's yourself there. You can put your story.
Yeah, and the great thing about being an independent artist is that you're there for every single every single part of the process, you know. You get to learn how music is created, how to finalize a project, you know, what makes you money, what doesn't make you money, what you need to invest in. Music videos are a huge, you know, investment. And yeah, every part of it is you and you're involved in it. So, you know, it's that much more fulfilling when it comes out. And yeah.
Very good, very good. Next one. Next question for you is, what makes you the saddest?
Oh, damn, that's a deep question. I think when people are selfish, that makes me sad, just because I just don't understand it. It's never in my nature to be selfish. You know, I'm pretty selfless as a person, and people have said that. So it's not just me saying it, but it's also people have confirmed that for me. But man, I would do anything just to make people happy, just to make people smile. You know, I would give the shirt off of my back, like they say. And it really, really sucks when you don't get that in return. And I would say that everything else is like a disappointment, but sadness is when people, you know, aren't giving, aren't compassionate, aren't sympathetic. I think it's very selfish, and that doesn't make me feel too good.
And I signed under your statement my name there, because I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I think nowadays we are so focused in our lives. The world is going so fast that sometimes we forget, you know, to be more compassionate about it, that there is always somebody that we can do something or be there for people as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
Super important.
Next question, Joelle. Before the next question, tell me a little, I was checking your profile, and you have a podcast called 3Gen La Podcasts, and I say right the name?
It's 3Gen LA.
Oh, 3Gen LA podcast.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. So I had a personal trainer. His name is Lawrence. I'm actually meeting them after this. I'm gonna go have lunch with them, but Lawrence is my personal trainer, and he works with Cornelius. They're both gay men. And so when he was training me, they were looking for a third member to add to their podcast, which is called 3Gen LA. And it's basically 3 generations of men. So Cornelius is the older one. Lawrence is in his 40s. And I, at the moment, was in my 20s. But whatever, I'm in my 30s now, but we're still different, 3 different generations of people of color. And we're also gay. So we just kind of go through the subjects and the topics that, you know, all of us go through as gay men, but we have all gone through it in many similar ways, because it's the story of a gay man coming out and experiencing life, but so different because we've done it in 3 different generations. So, you know, you have Cornelius, the older one, that, you know, was alive when being gay was coming out. Excuse me, I don't want to age him that much, but he was coming out when things weren't that simple and that easy. And not saying that they're easy now in my 30s, but they're a lot easier, you know, and that's a privilege that I have. So, you know, we talk about serious things, but we also talk about, you know, just a simple thing. So we talk everything from sex to coming out to parents to religion. Also, living in LA is completely different. A lot of people don't understand what a privilege it is to be in LA and have West Hollywood, a whole city known as a place where you can be LGBTQIA plus friendly. You know what I mean? So yeah, our experiences are unique as 3 gay men and of color. And so yeah, we talk a lot of shit in there. So
did you always have the support of your family being gay?
Support? I've always had the support of my family as a son, as a family member. In terms of my sexuality, they do not agree or accept or support that, and they never will, and that's okay. We've already acknowledged that. You know, respect and, you know, selflessness is where we stand. So we love each other, but we just don't agree on certain points. But
yes, I think family, there's always going to be something that's not going to match anyway. That's going to agree or disagree. Doesn't, you know what I mean? There's always some.
This is a little bit different because this is a part of you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They can disagree with the clothes you wear. They can disagree with your, you know, whatever career choice and all that
Yeah.
stuff, those things you can always change, but when it comes to them like really turning their backs on who you are as a person and who you are, that is so engraved in a lot of the things that you do and where you go and who you see and who you love, and it's a little bit difficult, but you know, everybody has their own story with that, so
Absolutely. Next question for you is, what is the silliest thing have you ever posted online?
the silliest thing is probably just me dancing and having a good time and being free and maybe a little bit tipsy and, you know, looking a little bit sexy and, you know, just having a good time, enjoying life, not taking it too seriously.
I was watching one of your videos on Instagram, and I love the one with your the choreographer dancer. He was telling like with the I loved it. I was like, oh my god! I was even trying to do the same. And the way he was doing, my god! I said, my god, this is it took me like a few days to get at least the half of it, because it was so natural the way he was explaining the moves and everything. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I loved it.
So we actually that was a tutorial to a music video that we did called "Playing with Fire." And it was like interpretive dancing, a little interpretive, you know, and it was a great time though. I love that video. Special.
Next question. Let's do it. Right, Joelle, before the next one, tell me, when was the moment that you thought, okay, I was born to be a singer. I was born to be an artist. There was a moment in your career or when you were a child that said, okay, that's the moment when you realized. And what do you like the most of being a singer? And of course, there's always as well the most some negativity around, or you know what I mean. Being as always, any profession, there's always a more challenged side of it. And in your opinion, which one that will be?
Okay, so to answer your first question, I used to live in Las Vegas, and I joined a school of like artistry, just to learn how to sing and model and act. And they partnered me up with a vocal coach, and her name was Dully Ford Gang. She lives in Vegas, and I started booking gigs at like festivals. And when I started getting paid to sing, I was like, okay, you know, this can be something that I do. Not only do I love to do it, but people obviously are willing to pay me, and I'm gaining experience and knowledge and singing in front of a lot of people. And that's when I realized that, you know, I could do this for a living. And yeah, the best part about being a singer is being able to live out your passions, being able to write and express how you feel. It's literally like therapy. Like anytime that I'm down, anytime that I need to remind myself certain things, I listen to songs. For example, I have a song called Can't Stay, which is about, you know, recognizing that where you are, you need to move forward from. You know, it's just telling yourself, you know what, it's okay if I'm not ready to change today, but I need to go back to that song and realize that I've already told myself this already, and I can't stay here. You know what I mean? I need to get out of here. I need to change my way of thinking. I need to change the things that I'm doing. I need to change the things that I'm engaging in. I need to get out, you know? So I would say therapy. It's just like, you know, it just makes me feel good, and it has a message, you know, my music has a message. And then the most challenging thing, man, is producing it. It's, you know, for the first song, I think it took 13 people from the beginning of that song until the end of it. And so having to manage those 13 people, having to pay those 13 people, having to wait for those people to be ready and to give you your work back, and you revise it and then send it back, and you're just waiting for it, and getting everybody to align with your creative vision. You know, there's definitely conflict and difference in opinion. You know, everybody's working and everybody's a creative, so everybody has an opinion, but at the end of the day, it's your job and it's your work and it's your name, you know? So that is very, very challenging to the point where it's made me question whether I want to continue or not, to be honest. You know, I've released 4 songs. I have a 5th one that I've already done, but after that, I'm honestly gonna have to self-reflect a little bit and realize if I want to go through that roller coaster. And, you know, just like there's been positive feedback, there's also been a lot of negative feedback. You know, you put yourself kind of in a place where people can critique your look, your style, your creative choices, your voice. You know, I was told when I was maybe 15 that I couldn't sing. You know, if continuing to believe that, then, you know, and by a professional, if I continue to believe that, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So it's a lot of moving parts to being a singer. And, you know, they might not always be worth what you get in return. You know, they might not always be worth it. So I really need to figure that out. But I love doing it. I always sing. I just don't know if I'll sing in a commercial way like that, where I'm releasing stuff for monetization and stuff.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Yeah, you guys will see soon, I guess.
Next question for you is, where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
So I actually went to Gran Canaria recently. In August, I went to Spain. That was a great time. It was very unexpected, and yeah, but I loved it. I loved going out there. It was very different. The weather was crazy, and it looked amazing, and yeah, I had a great time. So
you just missed the gay pride, winter gay pride in November.
I know. So everybody, we went to what was it called? Las
Palmas.
Las Palmas, yeah. And so yeah, no, is a huge crazy gay like mall thing.
El Jumbo Center.
Yeah, and so yeah, they told me that. They're like, you need to come out here for Pride. They told me there's like a boat parade or something like that. Yeah. And yeah, I gotta go back.
It's a gay spot there. Like it's very popular. The gay pride in May, usually in May, and the winter gay pride as well. But through the year they have the carnival, they have bear gay pride, they have like fetish pride as well. So they have like through the year there's so many events, and it's a very gay place. People say it's a bit tacky, but at the same time as well, you just go to relax. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to, you know what I mean, for cultural, let's say, but the gay scene there, people come from all around Europe, from America, from Brazil, from so many places. Just to enjoy. It's a relaxing place, you know.
I need to go back. Yeah, I need to experience that. And I love that stuff. Even if it's tacky, whatever, I love it.
Yeah, I think there's the whole gay scene, like gay pride, you cannot even walk around. There's so many people, have no idea. Like, it's a lovely place. Next one. Next question for you, Joelle. Let's see. What do you think people need to know about each other before they start a relationship?
If you have a sexual role, you need to disclose that. I remember talking to my best friend, and he's tried so many times to just let that go. And, you know, it's just communication about that is very important, especially in the gay community, obviously. But I just think you need to set expectations with somebody before you're in a relationship. You know what I mean? So do you want kids? Do you want to get married? If you do want kids, do you want to adopt? Are you okay with that? Or do you want to use a surrogate? Or, you know, do you have a plan? I think talking about money is extremely important. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Goals in investing and in money, and just being transparent. Like before you get into a relationship, especially at my age where I'm no longer just dating to date around. You know, I'm not saying you need to do this on the first date by any means, but before I commit to anybody, we need to talk about everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like commitment to me is very much like marriage. You know, I can go on dates and I can, you know, do whatever I want, but when I'm going to commit to somebody forever, or for me, when I commit, it is forever. It's for long term. You need to have these conversations about everything. So.
Absolutely. It's a good start, for sure.
Yeah, it's a good start. Okay.
Next question. Let's do it. For the next one, as being a songwriter, can you write like all the time, or sometimes you just need to go away and get yourself alone in some kind of special place, or it can come like naturally for you?
Okay, so how can I explain this? So living in LA, I've been able to actually write for actual artists who are signed under labels, which has been amazing. Mm-hmm. But it's a different process because, you know, at times I don't know who I'm working with until I get there. And by the time we leave, we need to have a song like written, you know? So when I write my own music, I listen to a beat first, you know, I stick with it for a little bit and realize that I love it, then I'm obsessed with it, and then I'm not tired of it. Then once I pick the beat, then I'll go into writing it, right? And then when I write it, whatever I'm going through in the moment is what I'll write about. But when you're writing for professional artists, like I said, you got to get there, you got to talk about it really quickly, and then you got to get going. And by the end of it, you need to have lyrics. You need to have a whole song done. So that's definitely very challenging because,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, I guess we're going to do this. You know, you can't really build on it. You can't really sit with it like I do with my music. You know, I write my songs in like 3 weeks maybe, you know, and I sit with it and I keep building it. But when you're writing for, you know, artists, you got to be quick. You got to get on the bus. The train is moving and you just got to, you know, go with it. So, yeah, but most of it is pulled from personal experience and what people are going through. You know, when you're in those rooms, you definitely always have a conversation about what you want to write about and what you're going through. Does the song want to be happy? Does it want to be sad? Do you want to sing about something deep, or do you just want to be on a surface level? But so I've kind of been able to perfect my craft that way by being in those situations where you just need to like go, and you're like, you need to pull the inspiration from somewhere, you know. But yeah, most of the time it's what you're going through in the moment.
All right.
Did I answer your question? Was that your question?
Yes, actually, you looked actually just made my day now, because I never thought that. I just learned now that I never thought that some artists, you need to, as you said, go there and write songs. I didn't know that. For me, but I you know, I don't understand that. But for me, it was just like, okay, all the music involved, you already come with them ready. I thought that's all. Just go there. Okay, I've got this music. You know, let's create it. Let's do something about it. But I didn't know that sometimes you just need to go there and create together, or you know what I mean. I didn't know that. It just made my day now.
I've done a demo. So a demo is what you're talking about, which means, for example, if any of my songs I didn't want to release, like Rather Be Lonely, I would have just created it and then I would have sold it to somebody, or I would have, you know, try to reach out to Justin Bieber's producer and send him my song and be like, hey, this would be a really good song for Justin Bieber. Right. And then Justin Bieber's working on a new album. He goes in and listens to my song as one of the options. Or he can say, you know what, I really like how Joelle writes. Let's get him into a writing session. And then you show up and you're like, hey, I want to write. I loved your song. I want something like it, but different. So they play you a beat. You got to come up with something. How, you know, he has 8 hours booked at the studio. You know, you just can't say, oh, give me the beat and I'll come back later. No, you have 8 hours. You need to create something. So.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you need to prove yourself, right? Because I'm a new artist, so I don't want to go there and not give him what he wants. So, you know, you really need to prove yourself in that moment. And you don't know if you're going to get another opportunity to be in a room with Justin Bieber. So you just got to go for it.
Another thing interesting as well, as you said, per day is like 40,000 songs come up. Like, I didn't know that. But I mean, you don't think about those things when you're not involved in the business. You know what I mean? It's like a lot. My God.
Well, there's so many platforms. You know, you have Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube. You know, there's so many ways to release music, but 40,000 a day, yeah.
Hard work.
I know, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Next question is, what makes you laugh out loud?
I would say reality TV. It's like mind numbing, and I laugh at that stuff a lot. I laugh out loud at those things a lot. Just TV and ratchet YouTube videos and stuff like that. Kind of my guilty pleasure. So.
Next question. I love this question. Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for.
I think that I loved you, and I'm sorry that things didn't work out and that I was caught in my own insecurities and I projected that, and I really hope that one day we can reconnect and maybe have something more than we had before.
Okay, that's beautiful. I'm sure this message is gonna get there, the right place.
I think it will.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Next question for you, Joelle. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, I see myself back with my family in Orlando, Florida, either taking care of a kid of my own, or hopefully if my sister will just take it for the team and have a baby. I wanna have a little niece or nephew running around. If she would just do it, Jesus. But you know, I'll be in Orlando, have a child. Uh, Hopefully, I really hope my music works out to the point where I could make more and create more and have a team out there, hopefully, because Orlando has, you know, has a small but still has a community of artists out there, and just happy, more self-identified with so many things that I still have trouble to this day identifying with and relating to, and just more fulfilled as a person.
Very good. 2 questions left.
Let's go.
Right, before the next one, Joelle, do you think LA, it's the, let's say, not the right spot, but one of the most chosen spots for like singers, writers, artists, actors? I had a few people on the show from LA, and I realized that there are so many artists living there. Do you think, like in, of course, other places as well, but do you think LA is one of the places that people tend to go?
Yeah, for sure. Just because there's just, I don't know. I guess old Hollywood just kind of set that up. You know what I mean? I mean, and I don't know. It's just, it's, you know, you go to Florida for the weather. You go to LA, you know, to be a star. You know, it's where they film stuff here. So of course, because they film stuff here, they also need music from here, which means they have a lot of producers here, and they started doing stuff for artists who wanted to branch out and do their own things. And yeah, it's just the best place to come. And you know, there's people on different levels. So you know, you have producers that work for these studios, but you have also people who want to work for those studios. So they're working with independent people and people coming up. You know what I mean? So whatever you want, you can find here. You know what I mean? And everybody knows everybody knows everybody knows everybody, you know? So yeah, it's the place to come. You have a lot of transient people, so it's hard to really form or find people that or groups that have known each other for a long time and that, you know, trust each other and stuff, because everybody's in and out. But if you want to make music, if you want to be in movies, if you want to do all that stuff, it's a great place to come. But hey, it's 2021. We have the internet, we have computers, we have Zoom. So, you know, you can be anybody from anywhere. But if you want to make it a thing where you're going in person in auditions, which is a great thing to do, or you want to be in those rooms, you know, with those Justin Biebers and stuff, and they live here, you kind of have to be here, you know?
Cool.
So, yeah.
Next question for you is, what has been the happiest point of your life?
I think right now I'm living in it, because coming to LA, I had to, you know, start from the ground up. You know, everybody always asks me, they're like, well, if you're so close to your family, because I am, why'd you move to LA and why are you by yourself out there? And it was because I needed to know who I was without my family. You know what I mean? I needed to know who I was without living in Orlando, which I was born and raised and I was comfortable with. You know what I mean? I had to take myself out of my comfort zone. And within the past few years, I've realized what I'm capable of. I've realized some of my demons. I've realized some of my triggers. I've realized what I will take and not take, and who I am, and being able to live as a 30-year-old gay man with no roof. You know, what does he do? You know what I mean? So yeah, I've gotten to know myself, and whether that's good or bad, I'm happy that I'm living in that and realizing those things. So, yeah.
Good, very good. Last question, ready?
Last question, all right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Right, before the last question, I've got 2 questions for you before that. The first one is, who has been or always been your idol in the music industry? Someone that you look up for? When you do, I was watching one of your video clips, and how long does it take, like for the whole process, to do one video clip, like from the beginning to the end? Like it can be days, it can be hours. Tell me a little bit about it.
All right, so to answer your first question, my biggest idol is JoJo. You know You know her? JoJo. I love JoJo. She's been in the industry for a long time. She's my age. I've always identified with all of her songs and her songwriting. She's such a beautiful person, she has such a beautiful voice. Songwriting is amazing. It's so transparent. She's everything and anything that like people don't expect her to be. And she's had longevity in her career. And so I love that. She just turned 31 yesterday. So if JoJo ever sees this, happy birthday, girl. I love you. And yeah, she's been my biggest idol for a while now, for over a decade. So I don't think that will ever change. Yeah. And in terms of how long it takes to make a music or a video?
A video clip, like a
music video.
Yeah, let's pick one of your song, Can't Stay. For the one, what you made a video? Did you make a video? Didn't you? Can't Stay.
We did, yeah. That was okay. So being an independent artist, there's honestly no specific way to do it. So I really can't answer your question. But in terms of Can't Stay for that video, we actually shot 2 videos in one day. So it was 15-hour day. Neil Watson directed both of them. Shout out to Neil Watson. He's super talented, super known in the industry. I love him. He did a great job. But it was a 15-hour day. So we spent the first like 12 hours shooting the first video, which was very elaborate and had different scenes. And then I begged him at the last minute. I'm like, listen, we really need to, because the plan was to shoot 2, but it was to split it in half the day, 6 hours and 6 hours for one. But we took so long with the first one. So at the end, I was begging him. I was like, please, like, can we just take a few to, just do one scene? And he was like, fine, if we just do one scene by the fire pit, we'll do a couple takes. So we took like 2 or 3 hours and we did Can't Stay, which is my favorite song out of all 4 of them. So I'm glad you brought it up. But so yeah, that just goes to show you the range. The first one took 12 hours, which is Rather Be Lonely. And the last one, we probably took 2 or 3 to do. So, yeah.
Very good, very good. Last question for you is, what does happiness mean to you?
Happiness just means, I was gonna say just being happy. But I just think it means being content where you are. Feeling like you're not wasting your days. Because every day is not going to be a happy day. Not every experience is going to be a happy experience, but I've learned to be happy even in those experiences, if that makes sense. So just being content and just taking what you've learned and using that to move forward so that you don't regret any moments. I know the answer was all over the place, but
no, it's what.
Yeah, I guess it's just happiness to me is just living, making sure that I'm living in each moment and appreciating it, good or bad.
Very good, very good. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words and you just have one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with family.
Girls.
Money.
Rich.
Love.
Marriage.
Life.
Happiness.
Sex.
Porn.
Politics.
Trump. Lord.
Religion.
Horrible.
Fear.
Death.
Friendship.
Love.
Desire.
Partner.
Regret.
Sad.
Success.
Happiness.
Wish.
Money.
One word for happiness.
Fulfillment.
Okay. One word for Orlando.
Home.
One word for LA.
Trash.
One word for music.
Passion.
And the last one now, one word for your single Can't Stay.
Oof. Regret.
Regret. Pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends, what is the most beautiful thing about Joelle, and what's something that he still needs to improve on, to work on? What do you think your best friend will tell me?
They would say I'm super funny. What I need to work on is my attitude sometimes. I'm a little feisty, I'm a little spicy. So yeah, right.
Do you see some work in progress?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Good, very good. Let's play now, Joelle, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question.
I want to know what your passion is, or passions if you have multiple ones.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be very easy answer. When I was listening to you talking about your passion about music, how much you enjoy, doing music, and actually that's podcast. That's what I do. Is the biggest passion I think was a present, a gift that came up to me last year through the darkness of the COVID crisis, and I'm so grateful that I went through the situation, because it just helped me to get very, very creative and do something and find my way in life. That I just enjoy so much doing that. I think that's my biggest passion. But I love as well movies, cinema. I love going to the cinema. I love traveling as well. I love connecting with people. But I think all of that I can just combine in one big piece of that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I think that's the biggest passion. I can do that for 24 hours non-stop, because it just I'm so lucky and fortunate to be able to connect with people around the globe, and just let them share their lives with the world, and people get connected with them as well. So I think that's if I would see someone doing that in the platform, I'll be like, oh my God, I'd like to be doing that. So I think
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's my biggest passion for sure. I think I'm so grateful that I'll be able to start doing that, and I just want to do for a long time for sure.
That's amazing. Well, I'm happy you found something that makes you happy. And just like me, I released my first song in the pandemic last November. So where were you in December? So not recently November, but the year prior to that in 2020. So yeah, the pandemic has had good and bad things come out of it. So
totally. Joelle, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for being kind and sweet. And since we approach you online, you're like, yes, let's do it. I think that's what life's about. Connect with people, let people share in their emotions and around the world. But before you go, I'd like to share a positive message, a positive quote, something that inspires you in life.
Yeah, I would say it's okay if not every day is a great day. Just make it a day.
Great, very good. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Okay, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. Enjoy your time. Okay.
Good. Well, alrighty. I'll see you later.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show, and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.